Welcome to Shared Roamings. Our channel is dedicated to sharing travel experiences for the benefit of all.
Hello and welcome to the Shared Roamings channel, where we share our travel experiences for the benefits of all. In this video, we will share our experience cruising on the Discovery Princess cruise ship and what it was like to cruise in one of their suites. It was our first time to cruise in a Princess Cruise suite, and it was quite an experience. We hope you enjoy this video. We first sailed on the Discovery Princess in December of 2024, embarking from the port of Los Angeles and going to the Mexican Riviera. We really enjoyed the ship, and at the end of that trip, the casino offered us a voucher for a suite for a future cruise trip with Princess. We decided to go ahead and book another trip on the Discovery Princess, this time in May of 2025, leaving from Seattle to Alaska. What you're seeing in this clip is the mini suite that we stayed in our December cruise with Princess. In Princess terminology, a mini suite is a balcony room with a sofa in it. If you just get a balcony room, it doesn't have the sofa area in it, and it's a smaller room than a mini suite. Sailing on a Princess ship booked on a suite is a bit of a different experience than staying in a mini suite or a regular cabin. This video will review some of the benefits and experiences that come along when one is booked in a suite with Princess Cruises. We flew to Seattle the night before our cruise to make sure we were able to get to the cruise terminal on time. And on the morning of our cruise, we went to Pier 91, which is the Princess Cruise Terminal, and it's north of the Seattle area and the Pike Place area where other cruises tend to ship out of, including Norwegian. It's a bit further away from the main area of Seattle, so you probably will have to take either a cab or an Uber or a Lyft ride there. In this case, we took an Uber ride, and it dropped us off at the port. Now, in the port area, it's important to note that you have to line up in the correct line, because usually if there are two ships, one of the lines goes into the terminal for Princess, and the other line goes into the terminal of Holland America. Interestingly, Holland America had porters helping pick up baggage from wherever the cabs or the Uber rides dropped off passengers. However, there seemed to be a policy specific to Princess where Princess cruisers had to carry their own luggage directly into the terminal and hand it over to the folks who were putting it through the X-ray machine. And then after it went through the X-ray, it was carried directly into the ship and dropped off at your room. This was a bit strange because we're normally used to porters being able to help us carry our baggage from the very beginning into the terminal. It was great to be back in the Discovery Princess. It's truly a very beautiful and elegant ship. In this video, we'll focus on the suite. In this case, we were in Deck 14, the Riviera Deck, and here is what the suite looks like once you enter. You can see how big it is compared to the mini suite shown earlier. There's a separate bedroom area and the living room area. The bedroom area in this case had two twin beds. You can combine them to one king-size bed if you want to share the bed. In the living room area, we had a sofa, a chair, and of course the exitway to the deck where we could see Seattle from the balcony. The balcony was a little narrow, but it had two chairs and a table and was suitable for us to go ahead and enjoy the sights as we sailed along the Alaskan coast. There was ample closet space, and here you can see one of the closets where you could fit your suitcases as well as a suit, tuxedo, or dresses. There was another closet around the corner. And as we enter the bathroom, you can see that there's a large bathtub there, a full-size bathtub, which was really nice. And at the same time, they do have a shower area that has a magnetic uh, door instead of a curtain, as is a complaint in some of the other princess ships. So it was very nice to see this large and modern bathroom area. As you can see, the toilet area had its own separate room, and there were two entrances, one from the shower area and one from the main living room near the main entrance. And here's another view of the shower area. You had the top shower and a middle section where water could come out as well, and you could control that. There was a safe in the room as well in one of the closets. It wasn't that big, but big enough to store important documents and a handbag if you needed to. And there were several shelves where you could store clothes as well. There were lampstands by the dresser area and by the side table that had USB sockets so you could plug in your cell phones and charge them while you slept, which was very convenient. The bedroom as well as the living room also had some large TVs. Those were very nice, and you could watch separate shows if you wanted to. There was a mini fridge in the living room area stocked with soda and some beer, and they would refresh those based on your drinks of choice at no extra charge. One of the benefits of staying in a suite. Here's the other closet, and here's the other entrance to the bathroom from the living room area. There was also a mini bar stored with gin, vodka, and whiskey that was in the living room area, and you could partake of these drinks and they would refill them as needed, and this was free of charge. Again, one of the other benefits of staying in a suite. One of the important things that we did was we read the documentation left in the room, a welcome letter in this case, that explained some of the benefits available to us as suite guests. And this particular letter highlighted some of the following benefits available to us. We had complimentary specialty dining on Embarkation Day, so the very first night on the ship, and we could treat ourselves to a specialty dining restaurant without any additional charge. So it was very important that we read this, otherwise we would have lost out on a good dinner. The second benefit listed is breakfast dedicated to suite guests. There is a specialty restaurant called Catch by Rudy, which is usually focused on seafood. And for suite guests in the morning, between 7 to 10 a.m. on port days and 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on sea days, suite guests could go there and enjoy breakfast. And they serve the special breakfast menu for suite guests. We tried this and it was a very good experience, and it was not crowded at all compared to the buffet area or the other main dining room area. The third benefit highlighted here is the reserve restaurant. So the reserve restaurant is a special section of the Skagway dining room that's only available to suite guests. And the suite guests can go there and get seated right away and get pampered and excellent service. The menu is the same as the Skagway dining room and the main dining room. However, you're served much quicker, and sometimes there is someone actually cooking some special food there while you're enjoying your meal, and you get some additional food in addition to what's in the menu. The fourth benefit that we really enjoyed a lot of was the concierge lounge. Here, there was a dedicated lounge in the same deck we were on deck 14, so just a few doors down from where our cabin was. And there we enjoyed the concierge staff pampering us to coffee, alcohol, a number of desserts and other dishes that were only available to suite guests. They also hosted a number of different activities for suite guests to mingle and enjoy an open bar time for the evenings. This was a great place to also just sit down, read a book, and just enjoy some quiet time away from the hustle and bustle of the rest of the ship. Again, I think this is probably one of the benefits we enjoyed the most as suite guests. And the final benefit listed on this particular letter was the water shuttle. So when you go offshore, when you're in a shore excursion, or when you're disembarking the ship on the final day, if you go to the concierge lounge, suite guests are escorted off the ship by the concierge, and this is a really very fast and efficient process, and you bypass all the crowds that want to get off the ship at the same time and are clogging the main elevators. So this is another benefit that you should be aware of if you want to take advantage of being a suite guest. Here's what the concierge lounge looked like. It was a short walk from our room, and once you go in, you can see it's a very nicely decorated room. It's actually connected to the wedding chapel as well. So there were lots of drinks. There was a coffee machine where you could make espresso, lattes, and so on. Lots of fruits and hors d'oeuvres and desserts that one could enjoy. Um, in the afternoons, they had an open bar where they would bring out all kinds of drinks. So if you enjoyed wine, beer, whiskey, scotch, they would have all of that. And here you could see the sitting area where you could just sit down, relax, read a book, talk to others, or enjoy some of the drinks that they served. Here's a view of what the Reserve Collection looks like. It's a special entrance in the Skagway dining area that's only available for suite guests to take advantage of. If you look at the menu, it's the same menu as is served in the Skagway dining room and in the main dining room. However, as a suite guest, you don't have to reserve and you don't have to line up in any of the long lines that form during lunch and dinner. You can just walk in, get seated right away, and experience excellent service while being served really good food. The staff here also cook from time to time in the dining room itself, and they'll give you some special dishes, such as this special pasta on Parmesan cheese, which was really, really delicious and not available in the regular menu. All the food here was great. We had an awesome time with a great service. So we hope you get to experience this one day as well. So we hope you enjoyed this brief overview of our experience traveling as suite guests on Discovery Princess. We hope you enjoy this kind of cruise one day and are able to take advantage of all the benefits that are available to suite guests. We wish you happy travels, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the thumbs up. We hope that you enjoy our future videos as well. Wishing you all safe and happy travels.